Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
You know what that sound is? That's the sound of Meredith's book! Meredith's nice enough to let me read one of her proofs. So.
Yep. There's still a little bit of work that needs to be done.
I'm so excited.
I have the second set of proofs coming this Wednesday. So we're recording on Monday before the snowstorm.
Oh, my God.
Jerry was supposed to join us, and two things are going on. I forgot my hair appointment is on Tuesday at 3:30, and there's supposed to be a ridiculous snowstorm.
Yeah.
So I have no idea first how I'm going to get to my
I was just
going to
say, how are you going to get your hair did? Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
You might as well just cancel now. But who knows?
Look at this hair.
What's wrong with your hair?
Just look at it. Well, you know what I would do is I'd ask Johnny because he always tells me, yeah, your hair is crazy.
He is like, oh, wow, Meredith, you got some crazy hair today. And you're like, thanks.
He's like, ha, look at your hair.
He says it in the most loving way.
No, he does. I know. Likes to tease me. So
He's
how was
got
your
some
weekend?
crazy hair, too. It was good.
You had a nice reset day. I left you
did.
alone.
Yeah. I didn't get far, though. I cleaned off my kitchen table, right? Because I sent you guys a snap of my kitchen table.
Yeah.
Like, reset day, this place is a mess. And I got it cleaned off, and then I started doing projects, and I got it filled up again.
Oh, I was going to say, that sounds like a reset day, not doing anything, though, right? Just reset the whole mind and relax the body?
I reset the house.
Oh, that
Those are
way.
my resets, yeah.
I was thinking like mind reset,
No.
like if you didn't want to do it, don't do it.
No. I kind of had one of those on Saturday, though. Saturday was pretty chill. Graham
Good.
was still out from Christmas and stuff, so...
Is she home now?
Sorry, I have like chili leftovers on my
Sorry,
lips.
it looked so good, by the way. And I'm so glad to see that you put corn in your chili.
I love
we
corn
do
in
as
my
well.
chili, yes.
I know a lot of people don't.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Graham went home yesterday and I made chili, and I am proud to say, though, right now, I have not one piece of laundry on my laundry room floor.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is amazing.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, how was your weekend?
Laundry. I hate laundry.
Yeah, nobody likes it.
My weekend was good. So on Sunday, we were going to take down everything in the house.
Your house is echoey.
Yeah, so we did on Saturday. I actually got up. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm in the mood today. Like, and you have to be in the mood because we decorate so much, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we did the whole middle part of the house.
Yeah, I saw when I
that's
pulled
the
up.
biggest.
The upstairs tree is still up. Yeah.
Yeah. That the upstairs one, like we have a little land. You walk up the stairs, we have a little landing, and there's a pretty big tree on there with the kids' ornaments from my mom and my aunt and all that. That one will come down this weekend, and that won't take long, even though it's very big. That's like the family tree, but it won't take long with the few of us doing it.
Yeah.
And then we just have Steve's basement, like his man cave kind of.
Yeah.
But that's a little tree, a couple lights on the window. So we really only have like an hour left. But it took us like 6 hours to take everything down in the middle section. There's so much stuff. And we try to pack it nice. And then it'll be another day for everything outside.
My problem is I will start putting up Christmas, and then like Johnny puts up some, Grandma puts up some, my sister put up some. And then I wanted to take it down, but then I didn't know where they got the stuff from.
Oh, yeah.
So luckily, did you see the lasagna pan that Grandma got me?
So beautiful.
Oh my God, she got me a Le Creuset lasagna pan.
So beautiful.
And it's so pretty. It's turquoise. So luckily I had that box, came in a box. So I had a box for my bowling pins that we made this year.
Yes.
Because I was like, where the hell am I going to put my bowling pins? Those didn't come out of a box. I got to get a box for them. And so then I had an extra box that I was just like literally walking around the house and like just like chucking shit into. Like, oh, there's this over here. There's this over here. Forgot that random ornament hanging in the window, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We do the same thing. I will stand by a room, like we'll get done where we think we're done, and I'll stand there and I'll look around. I'll go up and down, back and forth. I'm like, okay, I think this one's good. Then we'll go on to the next room, and sure as shit, I'll walk back into the room and I'll see a snowflake hanging from the mirror or something. I'm like, darn it! So then I gotta go back.
Looking at it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do. It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah. Or you'll find like a hook.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we always have random hooks.
Yeah.
And Johnny and his brother did really cute. My last name is Walter.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did really cute, made out of aluminum. They took them to this guy that they know that does like saw cut, like the metal cutting shit.
Neat.
And so they made it for all the brothers this year. It's just a big W with their name, Walter.
Oh.
So I found a place for that on the wall because after Christmas, you got random hooks everywhere. And I was like, well, I guess that one stays there now.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
I have so many random hooks.
Yeah.
Steve keeps saying, when are you going to hang everything back up? I go, I have nothing to hang up.
Yeah.
There's a few things upstairs, but.
I was going to say, you got some artwork upstairs you could probably put up.
Yeah. I am the kind of person, like you said, you put a little bit up, Graham put a little bit up. So I'm actually like that year round with things around my house.
Yeah.
Like I cannot, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but like for window coverings, it's so permanent for me. I cannot, so there's some windows that don't have covers.
You are so funny about that.
We're like a fishbowl.
I'm like, just put something over, hang a sheet over it.
Yeah, and
Who cares?
it's so permanent, and I can never find what I really like.
They're not permanent, though.
It feels permanent.
No.
I don't know.
You could change them with the season.
Oh,
if
well,
you
look,
really
I have
wanted to.
snowflakes
I know
up there.
you do down here.
Yeah, well, down here is easy. Those are small windows.
Yeah,
and I don't have to look at them. Steve has to look at them.
They got those really cool shower curtains, like.
Oh,
I don't know.
True.
Have you seen the trend? People are taking shower curtains like our backdrop.
Yes.
You know, it's that size.
It's time to change this.
And they
it's still Christmas.
frame it and put it on their wall like a portrait.
Oh, wow.
Because there's some really cool shower curtains out there.
That's very cool.
So, you know what I mean? You could even get a cool shower curtain and put it up in your window.
That is very cool.
You know? And
now
then,
I feel like I have more decisions to make.
Well, then you might not feel like it's so permanent. You're like, I'm going to get a summer one, a fall one.
That's true, because I do like to do that.
Yeah.
Like I do a beach theme.
You love changing. You
do.
change out your artwork. You change out everything. Mine, once it's up on the wall, if it's not a seasonal thing, is there.
Yeah.
You know, you come to my house and you go, I look in your curio cabinet or whatever to see if
there's anything
changed.
new. Yeah.
No.
I always look to see if there's anything new.
Although right now I took some stuff out of it because I had to make room for my lasagna pan in there.
It's so beautiful.
You know what I was looking to? I have my great grandmother's desk. I'm doing air quotes because it's not really a desk.
Okay.
In modern day terms.
Is it like it was a bill payer or like for pens and that kind of size?
So it like
dark wood
folds out in the front, and then it's got kind of a china cabinet top. And then there's some drawers,
Yes.
So I know that my grandma had put some stuff in there, some old photos. So as I was taking Christmas down, our storage room is upstairs, you know. And I stopped at that and I opened up the desk and I started looking at stuff, you know, and it's like
gosh.
great grandma's wedding photos and stuff.
Do you know all the people in the photos?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I recognize the names, from great grandma talking about them.
Yeah.
And grandma knows a lot of them are obviously her cousins and stuff. So I've heard her say the names, but I do not know the people, you know, and some of them are so old that I have no clue. Like, there's a newspaper clipping. I wanted to take a picture of it and I didn't have my phone. So it was when my grandma was in Girl Scouts. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That was probably, I think she was born in like 44. So we'll say it was like 1950. She was in Girl Scouts and it's a picture of her troop and they were at the newspaper factory in Elgin. They were learning about how the newspapers were made. And I flipped it over. Like, I wonder what's on the back. Oh my God. It was the want ads. Right?
Oh.
So it's like a 2-bedroom house, you know, with this large lot, $15,000.
Oh my gosh.
You know? And then there was one, it's like nice Christian woman looking for a man's home to be a maid and take care of the man. And I was like, what's that?
Sassy in the 50s.
So that was really cool to see that, you know. And then I even saw a picture of my great grandma as a kid in her school photo. I picked her out right away. I knew exactly which one it was.
Do you look like her?
No.
Oh, no.
Well, no. I look like my dad's side of the family.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
No.
That's great.
So if retail had its own awards show, what category would you want to win? I sent you a text today. Yeah. I always give you a little warning of what we're talking about.
I talked to text on the way home.
I got to stop doing that to you. I got to wait till like 4 knowing that you're home.
It's all right.
Check your location on Snapchat.
I was sitting at a stoplight and I was like, I will answer Meredith now with talk to text. I said that I wanted to be nominated for killing the Karens with kindness.
Yes.
And I said, if I won, my award would be an extra 15-minute break.
Yeah. I love that.
Because that's like totally right.
Yeah,
like, you know, you know how you always fantasize about winning the lotto?
Yeah.
So me and one of the guys that work at the meat counter, you know, we're talking about, if we won the lotto. I said, if I won the lotto, I would throw all my stores a pizza party. And he just laughed like, oh my God, that's so retail, you know?
I would probably want to win the team member that knows all the answers.
Oh God.
To the customers, to help the customers.
Yeah.
But then I would want to win free meals on every shift.
Oh.
Feed me. I love food.
Yeah. So it's funny that you brought this up today because, of course, my life on TikTok. There's this guy that talks about like the worst rewards that people have gotten.
Sure.
And one was like, now I can't even think of how it went, but all the words ended with mint, like you're whatever.
Spearmint.
You know, you're appreciated, but they didn't use appreciated, obviously, because that doesn't
appreciated
end with
mint.
And then it was like, and we made $6 million this year, and it's just a mint, stapled to this card. That's like all of your achievements, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
and it's like
terrible.
Really $6 million, and he gave me one Lifesavers mint.
Wow.
And then this other guy wrote in, and he said, I got a free meal voucher. He said, I'm the chef at that job. So I got to cook my own food that
day. Those are pretty bad.
They're pretty bad.
Those are pretty bad. So we'll read a couple of them. Some of them were pretty clever. So Samantha says best, and she puts in quotes, work voice.
Oh.
I like that.
Because your customer service voice is somebody you don't even know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, how can I help you?
Yeah.
That's great. You say everything really high.
Denise says surviving 18 years without going to jail for punching someone.
I mean,
here's your award.
Here's your achievement.
Jen, she was on the show. She's the realtor.
Yes.
She said that she would win a gold medal in FIFO organization. First in, first out.
First out. We all learned that.
We do. And if you don't do it, your store pays for it.
Hey, you know what? Can I just say the FIFO and the organization, and she would win because once you do it, it becomes your job.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Once
right.
you clean out that mop sink full of curdled milk jugs and bleach bottles.
Because you did it.
It is now your job.
Yep.
Yeah.
I found all the candy that was expired, so then it was my job to do it every 3 months or 6 months. Jen B says, best smile. Yeah. And I agree to that.
I wouldn't win that one because I snarl.
I smile and people say, oh, good morning, sunshine. And I hate that.
Ew.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's the one
Just
thing
say good
I
morning.
missed about masks.
Don't nickname me.
That was the good thing about masks.
Right.
No one would be like, why don't you smile more? You're like, because I'm fucking chewing gum under here because my own breath smells in this mask.
Oh, God, it's always the worst. Nikki Weed said, most likely to say something perverted with a question mark. She's wild.
You gotta join our team.
She's wild.
We want you on our team.
Sarah from Two Chicks Talking Flicks.
Yes.
I just adore her. Most willing to stock the fridge freezer section.
Ew.
She loved it. She loved being cold and organizing it. No one would bother her, which was great. I did not mind dairy.
No,
I would get in there and I would just push all those creamers and get those eggs out. I did not mind dairy.
I could do it for like an hour, maybe 2, and then I want to get the hell out of there. I'm too cold. And my nose is constantly running.
Yeah.
And you're just wiping your nose on your sleeve like a 5-year-old.
I remember. I do remember all that now that I don't know if I like it now. You're reminding me.
I know.
Did you see me think
You were like, oh, yeah, it was great. No customers bothered me, but I was snotting everywhere. And in the middle of the summer, you'd get a cold from being in there all the time. And I swear, because it's cold and moist in there, there's fucking mold.
Yeah, you just use moist.
There's mold everywhere
yeah,
in
definitely.
there.
That's
why people would get sick.
And people would spill milk, and you'd walk in, you'd be like, what the fuck? What? How come you didn't clean it up? They just threw some newspaper down and leave it.
like
Big Daddy.
Because people are lazy.
It's funny that we talk about a movie because we're talking about Sarah's comment, and she's Two Chicks Talking Flicks.
Oh, yes. That's funny.
The other thing is, what would always happen to me is that my cheeks would get windburn from the fans.
Yes.
And so I would
Yes.
come out to go to lunch, and all of a sudden I'd be like on fire.
It
My
would hurt.
cheeks would be, and everyone would be like, "Are you getting sick?" I'm like, "I don't think so."
No.
And I would just feel like
Yeah.
out of it.
Because
that
remember
night.
when you were a kid and your ears would get cold and they'd flick your ears?
And yes.
Oh, and
but
it
then you'd
hurt
come
so
inside and
bad.
you'd be hot.
Yes.
So that's what it reminded me of.
Yes.
Drew said that he would win the award for the worst brown noser. I don't know about that.
That's not true, Drew.
I don't know about
That's
that.
not
I think
true.
he's
You're pretty
very
good at
independent.
it.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at it.
I think to your face he'd be like, yes, I would do that. But then I
Yeah.
think he would do his own thing anyways,
Well,
though,
yeah.
because he's smart. He
But
would know.
Isn't that what retail is all
Work
about?
smarter, not harder, right, Drew?
Yeah, that's what retail is all about, is going, I'm right on top of that, Rose. There's another movie quote for you from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. But your boss would come in and be like, you need to do this, this, and this. And you'd be like, yep, no problem. And they'd walk away and you'd be like, I'm going to fucking do what I want, you know?
I think Drew did follow the rules, but I think he was just so smart. He knew how to make it even better.
Yeah.
Megan says most helpful. She would like to win that award. That's kind of like me saying having the most answers.
Yeah.
That's so retail.
Yeah. You guys make me sick.
We really love our
You
retail.
guys make me sick.
Lori says most reliable and faithful employee ever.
Get out. Call off every once in a while and make everybody else look bad.
Why are you always there? Why you
always got to one-up everybody?
Although I do enjoy seeing her all the time.
Yeah.
So, Jen Jorgensen from Studio
Yes.
D.
Yes.
She would get a gold medal in swearing.
Now that's one I can get behind. You get the golden microphone.
And Kelly W says best fake smile. She's got giving a thumbs up. I love that. And then Shannon said fakeness.
Yeah.
Haha. And she also said dog and pony show, like
Yes.
corporates showing up, right?
Yes. Put on your best face. Put on your cleanest clothes. Put on your cleanest store.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Vacuum the walls.
Vacuum the
You
walls.
always say that, right?
Vacuum the sidewalk outside.
I was at Jewel over New Year's weekend.
Yeah.
And one of the meat. Wow, what was
that?
I don't
You
know if they
have
could
a
hear that on the.
message.
I gotta shut that off.
You have a message.
People are sending me messages about my book. It's so cute. The good ones that like it. Those that didn't like
only
it
want
didn't send me
5-star
any
reviews.
messages. Yeah.
If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, but
Exactly.
still give it a 5-star review.
Like people are like, I'm gonna read your book, and I didn't hear from them. I'm like, oh, sorry, it sucked.
Shit.
That's all right. I don't care. Hey, I did it, and that's all that matters. What was I saying?
You were at Jewel over the weekend.
Okay, and and it just brought back so many memories because one of the meat managers was walking around to the store going, I don't know who the district manager is,
Yeah.
but so-and-so, he's over in Algonquin or whatever. So-and-so, he's over in Crystal Lake. So-and-so, he's over in, and he's kind of, and
He's getting closer.
He's getting closer.
Get your shit together. Hurry up. Get the what floor side? We can't have
and
this.
I flippin' hate that.
Yeah.
It's New Year's. It was Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
New Year's,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
gonna go visit to make sure the store
Oh,
looks
yes.
good. Let these people work.
No.
You make all your money on these holidays.
Yeah.
Let these people work. Leave
Let
them alone.
Leave them alone. I know. I always thought corporate should literally just have the 2 weeks off, Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, some of them do. Some of
go
them do.
away.
Yeah.
Leave us be. We're already stressed out. We don't need you
Yeah.
fucking coming and walking around.
There's different stresses at different levels, but yeah, let them work.
Yeah.
Let them just work. Let them work on the customers, you
Yeah.
know, because then you stop and you chat with. Even if you're there
Right.
to tell them thanks for all, you're still stopping them from,
Yeah.
helping a customer or
Yeah.
getting more stuff out. So, but I thought it was pretty funny.
You know, I just want to be a customer one day. I never get to do it. I want
No.
to be a customer when I see a big wig come in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, listen here.
Yeah.
You want to really fucking know how this store works? Show up unannounced.
Yep.
Okay?
Show up on a Monday afternoon after the whole store's been
Yeah.
wiped out and you have no labor because everyone worked the
Yes.
weekend.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I just burped chili.
Towards me. Thank you. I smell corn. I smell shells of corn.
Corn and beans.
Oh, gosh. So Dalton wants to be...
I miss Dalton, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. He wants to get the award for highest paid.
Well, hell, I didn't think of that one. Dalton, you genius.
Genius.
What the hell?
I said absolutely, absolutely. And Greg wants to be... he wants to get an award for the class clown.
He is the class clown. He is. Absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
Greg,
so
I love
funny.
it.
So you know me, I went and asked AI.
Chat GPT.
There's such a love-hate out there from people about, like, they love AI, they don't love AI, they're scared of AI. I am not scared of it. It gives us some nice ideas on this podcast. Obviously, all this is written by us, but it kind of just throws a few things out there.
The reason we're not scared of AI is because the way we use it, right? We use it to, like you just said, give us a couple fresh ideas.
Yeah, that's it.
What do the machines think, right?
Yeah, like our stories are our own.
But AI in general is scary as shit.
But it's been around forever.
I know. And it's getting stronger. Just remember, I'm always very nice to my appliances.
All the
AI.
Will Smith movies that come out where it's all
you.
about pretty soon he won't even have to act because it will be like a real life.
Everybody says you got to watch Ex Machina, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'll look it up real quick. I bet our two chicks talking flicks knows what I'm talking about.
I'm sure she does. And while you're doing, excuse me, I also just burped.
It's this burpee show.
It's this peach White Claw. What are you drinking? Carbless?
How do you say that? Yeah, carbless, black raspberry.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. And they said if you want to know where AI is going, watch that.
Oh, so wait, it's a true?
Hold on a second, because how do I get to the synopsis? Okay, let's see right here. It says Caleb Smith, which is played by Domhnall Gleeson, a programmer at a huge internet company, wins a contest that enables him to spend a week at the private estate of Nathan Bateman, who's played by Oscar Isaac, his firm's brilliant CEO. When he arrives, Caleb learns that he has been chosen to be the human component in a Turing test to determine the capabilities and consciousness of Ava, who is played by Alicia Vikander, a beautiful robot. However, it soon becomes evident that Ava is far more self-aware and deceptive than either man imagined.
Oh, so the robot comes to life, basically, because they've never written that before. And why does she have to be a beautiful robot? Why can't she be ugly with, like, missing teeth
because
and stuff?
If you made a robot, I'm doing air quotes, partner, would you give it missing teeth?
Yes.
Meredith just wants to entertain me.
And a wart on the nose.
Entertain me.
Yeah, because then when they become beautiful, then they're too fresh, and then they start wanting to rule the world.
They get a little.
You make them a little ugly, and then maybe they stay away from being
humble.
so. Yeah, stay humble. Don't
you ain't
be
even
sassy.
pretty. I feel like they would just figure out a way to change their face.
That's true. That's true.
They'd be like, and then they're gonna like torture you because you made them ugly.
There's a no-win, is what you're saying.
No,
there's a no-win.
No, yeah.
So Chat GPT told us. I said, "What exactly are we?" Oh, I said, "What exactly are we doing working in retail?" Funny. That's what I said. And then I also asked it to be like, like if we would win an award, right? To kind of stay with the same trend.
Yeah.
So a couple of them were definitely AI.
Yeah.
But one of them said therapist in disguise. How do you feel about? I thought that was really good.
Okay, because I do have bartending in my past, and I always said we were adult babysitters / therapists.
I knew you would like that one.
Every time a customer came in and they had problems at home or problems at work or problems with whatever, they would always tell us about it. And we just have to go, you'll get through it. You want another beer? I'll do a shot with you. You'll get through that. You had to be like their positive people.
Yep.
So I think that will make or break you as a bartender. If you can't sit and listen, granted, if you're a bartender in a nightclub where you don't even talk to the bartender, I'm talking about small town bars out, what do you call it? Like I don't even know. Hometown bars.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Therapist.
Sure. Yeah. Hometown bar therapist.
Hometown bar
That's
therapist.
a great name for a company, for a new business.
There you go.
Hometown bar therapy.
Have a drink and tell us your woes. If you make us cry, we'll have one with you.
Mind reader extraordinaire.
Well, yeah, you have to be a mind reader because these people don't want to fucking tell you what they want.
Oh, yeah. So last week on this end cap, you had this green thing with the little zipper on the this. And you're like, Oh, last week and you're trying to, and then you guess no, and then they figure it out themselves anyways, and you're like, okay, have a good day.
Yeah. I always like when a customer asks for help and then they answer their own question, and I go, okay, cool, thanks.
You're back now. I'm gonna go back. Do what I was doing.
Yeah.
Inventory Tetris champion.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to stock those carts, right? The U-boats, we call them.
Yes.
For all your back stock.
The carts on wheels.
Plus, you got to like build pallets of overstock to throw up into the steel, you know?
So I clearly am terrible at Tetris because everyone that I used to work with where we met would be so awesome with Tetrising the pallets, I would say. And I, for some reason, don't have an eye for it.
No.
I cannot look at a box and say, oh, if I laid this way, I can't do it.
No?
I cannot do it. I mean, it would be okay, but I would see some of the professional Tetris people, and they would literally, like, there would not be a space, and it would be a perfect cube.
Perfect cube. Yeah, see, I would just say that I'm okay at it also. You know, because sometimes, like, if I got to stock the processed wall, which is lunch meat, bacon, cheese, all that shit, whatever, but their load would come with, say, deli's load or, like, the cheese people's load, you know? So then there's 2 pallets back there, and I'm emptying half of it onto another one. So it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But I knew it wasn't getting wrapped up and put away somewhere. They were coming to get their shit eventually, so I didn't worry about it.
And anyone that's new to retail that's listening, please start your plastic that you wrap by tying it to the pallet.
Yeah.
If you just wrap your product, it could slide off the pallet. I just saw it happen last week.
If you don't tie it to the pallet, it's going to knock over, and since that plastic isn't tied to anything, a big bundle is just going to
it'll just slide right off the pallet. I just saw that happen last week. I'm like, is that tied? Zoop, and down it went. They were like, lots of swear words. So
they're like, thanks for jinxing us, bitch. Get out of here.
Get out. Yeah. What are you even doing here? How can I help you?
Who are you?
Yeah.
What are you, corporate or something?
I feel like the therapist in disguise could also be a cash register. Cash register. I feel like I was a therapist up there as well.
Oh, yeah.
At the front desk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or at the register.
At the register, yeah, because they're coming through and they want to tell you what they got, especially if they're a regular.
All you would have to ask is, how's your day going?
Yeah.
Oh, you would hear about so many deaths.
Yeah. So many deaths. It was clearly the height of COVID.
I mean, not to laugh because it happens, but
yeah, no. I remember we had this lady that took care of her mom, and she would come in, you know, when I first met her, she had mom with her, and then it's like, mom stopped coming, and I'm like, shit, where's mom? And I'm like, where's mom? And she's like, oh, mom's at home, you know, like, she's getting older, she doesn't like to come out this and that. Sure. I was like, oh, thank God. But then every time I would see her, I'd be like, fuck, I know today's the day she's gonna tell me mom died. And it went on for probably 3 or 4 years.
I feel like that about some of the people I've worked with. They call off, and I think to myself, did they call off themselves, or did someone call in for them? I'm telling you, I was nervous a couple times.
You think, why? Wait, wait a minute.
Someone doesn't show up, and they're a little bit older.
Oh,
I get very nervous.
I gotcha.
And then when they tell me that they called off, I actually said, who called them off? Did they call in themselves? Are they alive?
Was it a ghost?
Yeah.
I'm calling from the great beyond.
I mean, we have lost people, right?
know.
But fortunately, it was never that, so that's good. Everyone's like, that's so rude. We've lost people. No, I know you have.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about.
Hey, you know what? If you go listen to our other podcast, it's called Anxiety Makes Me Poop. I don't know if you know that, but we talk about how we deal with pressure, with laughter.
Yes, exactly. So go listen to that one. Although I have recorded like 20-minute little segments of a little bit more serious.
Yeah, I haven't listened to any of them.
And you know, every time I'm like, Cass isn't here today with me because I'm doing it early in the morning and I just feel like blabbing, but she'll be back soon.
Why don't you
We
just
might have
call
to record
me.
one. I know I need
Call
to.
me.
I need to.
You know I'm up at 4:30 on
You know what
Saturday.
you are. I should just have you stop on by on your way to work. But I don't want to make you late for going
not
downtown.
On work days. No.
Oh. Don't be so silly.
I don't have time for that shit before work. Are you kidding me? With my hour and 15-minute commute some days. Hold on, I gotta stop and do the podcast real quick. No, but I'm saying on a Saturday.
Oh, sure.
When you're up at 5 a.m.
You know, it
same
happens.
As me.
I'm scrolling through or I'm looking at TikTok and I'm like, oh, and it just hits me. I'm like, oh yeah, like I just talked about self-diagnosing. yesterday.
We all do that.
We
sure.
do, and it was a good thing
Yeah.
because I had self-diagnosed for a couple years with my thyroid, so
Yeah.
I talked about that. So I wasn't like pointing fingers. I never point fingers because we're all different.
Yeah.
But I was saying that there's been a few friends that I was scrolling through, and they're like, "Oh, I took this test. I know what I have." I'm like, "Did you seek a professional?"
Yeah.
Like just in case, it made me nervous. It just made me. So I talked
Right.
about that. So it's kind of like spur of the moment. I just kind of like come down here and start recording.
I just
so.
avoid the doctor at all costs.
I know you do.
You know what?
You're a self-diagnoser.
Okay.
We need to do number 2 on that.
So-
Part 2, I should say, not number 2. Anxiety makes me poop.
This is my thing. My doctor retired in like 2012, right?
Oh.
And granted, if I would have called the day that I found out she retired, I may have seen a doctor by now.
Sure.
But, it's like to go find a new doctor,
Mm-hmm.
you get on, like, if they're even accepting new patients.
Right.
And then it's like I could call today and they'd be like, yeah, April. And I'd be like, oh, in April 2024. And they're like, no, April 2025. So, I just go to urgent care.
Right.
Like,
Immediate
if it's that
care. It's
bad,
perfect.
I go to urgent care.
Do you know my
Other than
doctor
that,
is
there's
actually...
nothing wrong with me.
Right. Yeah, no, nothing's wrong with you, which is great. You're very healthy. You're very healthy.
No, I'm not.
Which is, well, from what you know
We've
and self-diagnosed, you're very
We've
healthy.
talked about my blood sugar. Todd and Erica yell at me for my blood sugar.
Okay, so
but-
you know what your blood sugar is.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the doctor and they're going to tell you.
Right.
This is what your blood sugar is.
Right.
So that, again, self-diagnosing, but whatever.
So
You
then I change my diet for a few days and then I hop off the
So are
bandwagon
you, right,
again.
are you the kind of person that it's got to be pretty bad and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should go see someone? Or do you fight through it?
I went to the I went to immediate care and like couldn't breathe and I was having heart
Oh
palpitations.
my God.
And that was my gallbladder.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get my gallbladder out. So I was just laughing because Grandma was just here.
Mm-hmm.
And she was sick last night. And I thought, oh
no.
no, I think it was something she ate.
Yeah, but it was
she
hurting.
also thinks it was something she
Okay.
ate. It was just more, like
Yep.
throwing up and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh no.
And she's fine today,
Yep,
because like
yep.
food doesn't, she grew up after the Depression,
Yeah.
but still in Depression era people.
little
so,
bland, maybe a little bit.
you
She
know,
needs to eat.
Yeah,
or,
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Aunt Teresa made chili last night too. So did that do something to her? Who knows?
Oh, sure,
Anyways,
She's better today.
I was just saying that nobody in my family goes to the doctor. And guess what? All of us women live to be 95 years old in my family. My grandma is 80 almost, and you would look at her and not think,
She looks
right?
60s. Yeah,
Right?
she looks like she's in her 60s.
Like,
for sure.
I've seen people that are 20 years younger than her that cannot even walk.
Yeah.
Like, and my grandma, like, sits a lot. Like,
Yeah.
she sews all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not, she doesn't have, like, a real, like, this go-getter healthy lifestyle, but she just, like, I feel like she's maintained her whole life.
And Steve always says she is so smart. She's got everything. Like Steve always says that.
Yeah.
She is so smart. She knows.
Yeah.
For being 80, he always says. Which that, you shouldn't really say that, but
I
you know what I mean.
But we all know what we mean.
Right.
Because,
for being 1 foot in the grave. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. I hate when people say that. I hate that.
But I mean, we have to admit she's lived more lives lived more days than days she has
like
left.
a cat.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Once you get to that age, you're kind of just like waiting.
Wow. You're like,
So,
all right, another day. Let's
and
go.
Let's do this again, I guess. Great grandma was like, why do I keep waking up every morning? And she was 96 years old. And I was like, Grandma, I don't know. Just don't worry
Hang in
about
there.
us. Yeah. Like, just go to sleep again.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
you won't wake up. I don't know.
Take a nap, Graham.
Take a nap. She would fall asleep with her hand on her head with a cigarette in her fingers. And I was like, she's going to burn the fucking whole place down. And while she was on oxygen. And Grandma Dar was like, God damn it, you can't be smoking with that thing. You're going to blow us up. Great Grandma was trying. I'll tell you what.
Oh, no.
Anyways, the whole point of my story was we
20 minutes
we do
later.
not go to the doctor unless it's really bad.
Right.
You go to the emergency.
What
is happening?
I don't know.
Ding.
I don't know if anyone
We
else
are
has heard
arriving
that, but
to our destination.
I don't know if it's going to record that or not.
Secretly,
or if
we're
we can
on the
just hear
airplane.
it, but it's like, ding.
yeah. I think it sounded pretty loud in my ears. I'm pretty sure everybody
Sometimes the noises don't come through the recording, which is weird. But
weird.
It's because my phone's on Bluetooth with this.
Oh, I
don't.
gotcha.
Yeah, it usually doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I usually shut off my notifications while we're recording.
Oh, yeah.
What a random episode today.
I know. Anyways, so
one more.
Okay.
Human GPS system.
Ew. It's in
Right?
aisle 13.
Yeah.
Today I had this lady and she says, "Can you tell me where peanut butter is?" And I go, or no, she said, "Where is honey? Can you tell me where is honey?" And I said, "Oh, I think it's by peanut butter." And she goes, "Well, what aisle number is that?" And I go, I don't actually work here. And she goes, "Oh, okay." You know, and then I was like, "But look for bread and peanut butter on the sign."
Right. You can do it. You got to give them like a, you got to give them like a.
It says bread,
Pep talk.
peanut butter, jelly. The honey will be there also. And I was in the produce section. She's asking me for honey.
Did I ever tell you about the Walmart I got lost in?
What? How do you get lost in Walmart?
So now that
Did
I'm
you
thinking
spend the
about
night?
it, no.
Oh, that would have been cooler.
So we have a Walmart here. This was before
Yeah.
it moved. It moved, right?
Right.
And so I knew exactly where everything was. Not that I ever go into a Walmart. Like
Yeah.
I like shopping at my stores, but it's never a Walmart. But I think it was maybe when the kids were younger, and so they had like toys on sale or whatever.
Right.
So I would go through. I feel like there was always something that I had to buy there. Anyways. I knew our Walmart. I would go in, I'd walk to the right, I'd walk, and then I would come back up to the register. And I remember, I think I was in Lake Geneva or something, and they had a real big Walmart. And I walked to the back, and I remember grabbing like some food. I think it was we were on our way somewhere.
Yeah.
And so then I turned right, thinking that was the front of the store, and I walked like
to the garden center.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shoot. And then I think I might have turned left.
Stop.
And
so
then
you walked back to the back
either
of the
back
store?
or like back of the store. And I started to panic. I'm like,
Oh my God.
and I'm looking up, and it was such a big store. I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, come on now. Which way do you need to go? And I'm telling you, it took a few minutes.
Stop.
I was actually starting to like sweat.
Yeah.
A little bit of like, what's happening? What's happening?
That's like my mom always told me, if you get lost, don't turn. You keep going straight until you find a road you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's
even
true.
if you went 30 miles out of your way west, Route 47
takes you back somewhere.
take you back north. You know what I mean? So never deviate, just keep going straight.
So my cousin and I were coming home from a Dave Matthews concert with a friend that liked to take some pills.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
And we were driving her home, and I think my cousin maybe had to work or something. I mean, she needed to get home.
Yeah.
So I'm driving on the highway, and I asked the friend that likes to party. I said, "Hey, which way?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's it." And so I went that way, and we're driving. All of a sudden, I'm just like, this does not look right. I knew she lived like closer to the city. So she's sleeping in the back. My cousin and I are talking, and it's fine or whatever. And then she wakes up, the friend wakes up, and she kind of sits up. She's like, we just went the wrong way.
Oh my God.
And my cousin and I looked at each other like, oh, how far out of the way? She's like, oh, we're like an hour and a half away from my house. I was like,
That's the
bitch.
worst.
Oh, we were so mad. So then we had to drive her all the way back and then drive like an hour back to my house.
Sick.
And then my cousin had to drive a half an hour from, I mean, we were out till 3-4 in the morning because
terrible.
of that. I was just like, why didn't you just stay awake?
That's terrible.
But that was a terrible
That's before
feeling.
cell phones and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or we maybe had like flip phones. But who are you going to call at 3:00 in the morning? I didn't know where we were. Luckily the friend that was sleeping knew, but we just kept driving
She was
and
like,
talking.
oh, wait, I recognize this. This is nowhere near my house. What a bitch.
I know.
You're a bitch.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So don't get lost and, just keep going west.
Keep going. Well, just keep going straight until you find a road you know.
Keep winning your awards. Keep getting your pizza parties. Because
Yeah.
we're all doing the same thing.
Kill the Karens with kindness.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you next week.
All right. See ya.
Go listen to Anxiety Makes Me Poop because we're going to go record that now. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.